If you want to wear the gold and be the face of the bride, you have to do the work like a servant. You know, in Genesis 24, verse 18 till 22, we read about Rebecca and the things that she done to become the bride of Isaac. "Drink, my lord," she said, and quickly lowered the jar to her hands and gave him a drink. After she had given him a drink, she said, "I'll draw water for your camels too, until they have had enough to drink." So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough, ran back to the well and drew more water, and drew enough for all his camels. Without saying a word, the man watched her closely to learn whether or not the Lord had made his journey successful. When the camels had finished drinking, the man took out the gold nose ring weighing a beka and 2 gold bracelets weighing 10 shekels. You know, she was the one who was willing to do the work. She was the one willing to lower herself to the position of a servant and in service. She was willing to minister to this stranger. And quite a lot, actually. To be watering camels, like, that's a lot of work. She asks him for nothing in return. She doesn't know him. She asks for nothing. There is no reward for her actions. She is simply there and she is simply serving. She sees a need and she's meeting it. And she also adds on more. You know, not only does she say, "I'm going to give you a drink, sir," but she actually says, "I'm going to do more for you than the first thing that I even done." And I see as well here the parable of the Good Samaritan, and how he not only picked the man up and asked him, "Are you okay?" but he also then took him to a place to look after him and said, "Hey, if you need any more, I'm going to pay for more." You know, so my challenge to you is, if you want to be the face of the bride and you want to have the gold, you want to wear the spiritual gold, you've got to do the ministry. You've got to be the servant. You've got to be willing. And notice in 21 it says, without saying a word, the man watched her closely to learn whether or not the Lord had made his journey successful. You know, there are angelic beings watching you. God is watching you. You know, we have a host all around us. There are all eyes on you to see what's your next move. Without saying a word, the man watched her closely. Interesting. You're being closely watched. Do your actions